Jesus Freak here. Occasionally the question's going to come up, about what publishers' Bibles I like or would recommend or wouldn't recommend. And to be fair, I'm not as selective as some people. I've mentioned what I think of the pure Cambridge edition of 1900 stuff that some people push. But there's some publishers that I'm more likely to go to than others. If I'm looking at a pre-comfort print Zondervan, for example, they'd be, trust but verify. I'd look at it to make sure it doesn't have a certain mistake that tends to be in older Zondervans. But if it's not there, fine, I'll use it. I'll give it out or whatever. I got a couple Zondervans in my stash of giveaway Bibles. Again, FNJF at FNJesusFreak.com. If you need something, I'll see what I can do. Zondervan is sometimes. Nelson is yes, although I don't exactly like how they tamper with the titles of some of the books, and I tend to avoid ones with the summaries, even though I don't have a problem with the summaries theologically. For a giveaway Bible, I tend to avoid those. Now, I'm just looking over here. I got a World's defunct. They got bought out by Collins, and nowadays they're just, if they exist at all still, they're just a Brandon Nelson. Can't even remember what brand this is. But Skylar, they're good, but they're expensive. National, if you find a National, they're good. Gideon Bibles are National. They're not really, you don't see too much of them around, apart from the Gideon Bibles at least. Plus, they're one of the companies that produces text blocks for Trinitarians. So, if Trinitarian trusts them, and speaking of Trinitarian, yep, there's Trinitarian. Oh, this one's a Collins dressed up as a Trinitarian. This is Church Bible Publishers, Holman, R.L. Allen, First Word. Some of their text blocks are better than others. The one they use for the Pew Bible I don't really care for, although there's nothing wrong with it. The one they use for the Gift Bible, I think that's a World block. It's good. Cambridge, Oxford. Well, with Cambridge, I'd say, one exception. I'm not a fan of the New Cambridge Paragraph Bible. I don't consider it an actual KJV. Barbour, they're good. Although I think their stuff is probably on the cheaper end. Most of your, dollar store wonders that are going to be small print, printed on cheap paper, and, 3 columns, whatever. Any Bible that's in 3 columns, it's not worth it. because they're just trying to cram things too tight. And there's been World and Holman Family Bibles. These are just a waste of money. Why do they bother? Now, I've seen Bibles from some publishers that are good and some from the same publisher aren't. So I have some Bibles coming from American Bible Society. That's Bibles.com. And I don't know if they're good or not. I have to check them. I have to see, because I have a paragraph Bible that they produced. It's KJV, but they've updated a few things. And that makes it, unsuitable. Hendrickson, and this applies also to some older Zondervans. You got to check them. I like the 1873 text, but I understand a lot of people take issue with it. So with Hendrickson's, you got to be careful, because some of their texts are Hendrickson texts. Some of these are actually 1873 texts, and some people are going to raise a fuss over that. You can usually check. The easiest way to check this is check Hebrews 10:23. If they say profession of our hope, that's the 1873 text. And I mean, I don't have a problem with it. And it is a correction, in my opinion. Some people don't like that. So, to avoid offending people, I don't use 1873 King James texts. So, again, Hendrickson is trust but verify. Now, I don't care about the so called three Oxford errors. I point them out. There's, what is it? Joshua 19:2, Jeremiah 34:16, Nahum 3:16. These, I don't think those are worth raising a fuss over. The capitalization of spirit in 1 John 5:8, that's just insanity. But personally, I do use other translations. I understand that offends some people. For the most part, in my videos, I don't. I have used the New King James in at least one of my videos because it was necessary to prove a point. But I try to stick to the King James. My giveaways are all basic King James, non-reference. No, some of them are reference Bibles, but they don't have the translation notes. And, it's all for reasons. You know what they say. It might be madness, but it's got a method to it. So, I know what I'm doing. Jesus freak out.